monkey come because Madrid be here win if only say on person timid La Liga na. So Real Madrid for be here Mbappe mu so mbeke kan mo mo goals. O me depend on Courtois we say we a check. Say we say ni more for ne ke kan mo. So me hwese Mbappe mbeti masachira ni omem kakra dia ma Real Madrid because a gamer on said that enya a lot of opportunities. So few ones ebeba no how we be clinical betima convert no ebe ye key and eba sa na hwan na wo anymore Mbappe mu na wo anymore so ene de me kwa Mbappe say obetima si for market kan ho.
Kwame say Mbappe, Biggie.
Can we go for Lamine Yamal?
We go for Lamine Yamal.
Yes, Lamine Yamal in the sense that recent Classicos are married. How we see Abon Homodin and the man team Barcelona. And aside that, recently big matches are Barcelona Abonino. He makes sure say he's a young player do, but carry team no on his shoulders or bossy team no like he or bossy game in Ankasa. Emma who say yes, a brand you know, yeah, that kind of force at Barcelona being here. So based on how we impacted big matches, nan same money there, me call for Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal.
Yes.
Lamine Yamal.
Yes.
Okay. Edilson, Obekwama why?
Ken. Achina die Misusu say I was say Vinicius Junior keka na ho kakra. Wanda che. Se Vini.
Mo bibi kakra no.
E kan ho say obobola. Obeka mo nyina egu dem.
Okay.
Sevini can once a big game. Big game. I will be a here no so can one in commonly different. But it's been very bad recently. And saying board we say they when ye. In say Mr. Su say some Madrid won pay be bois. Omumboma Vini na Vini embra back to the normal self. No ba be a bit miss.
I am on for question of the day we move back question count. Mame, one be offside pa.
Madrid for ya.
Mbappe. Your first half we be 4 the neko.
Oh, say they find them wo.
Say na America no. Ono nko an team America champions ni na. So two America di omo nyina nim.
And there's a pass non quantum.
Every pass no. Okay. Hey, Edilson.
Eh, ja mami nya Sergio Ramos kakra.
Why is a Copa microphone?
And Kopama they stole and I still insist. He's still the best player for Chelsea.
Oji almost yare.
Hey, Ken Obiase 15 goals was Oshi. Mr. Somebody there 15 Premier League goals.
Your games
me mad we she.
The best player for Chelsea this season and I say
No, recent times. Nancy or buy. This season there's some instances can say do but Kopama Juma we did the Chelsea no. You cannot say was some because we have 15 Premier League goals.
Oh, they be on side. Kopama side.
Still Kopama me tan chigidi.
I am boy.
Game si no some kakra na mabeka stories so kakra. Is he some Ken, the ten say Barca Madrid game so no. 3 games on Mabo. Every single game will be a Carlo Ancelotti SSA BB with regard to taxes. Yet we are not finding any solution. First game 4-0, no. Yet say there was a deliberate plan from Hans Flick. It was a game Yebabe started tough game and Yebabe. Tough game na Yebabe. But the argument is that okay. Madrid for Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe. Barcelona for ball high line. Into Madrid for Barca. That was the argument then. Because high line, you cannot play it against Vinicius Junior and Kylian Mbappe. Hans Flick was not perturbed. And a ball high line. Now, it was a trap because Madrid for Ninya baller. Sir, Barca for press, not quickly. No more ball. Either Barcelona will get the ball back and regain possession to play whatever they want to play or offside. Into that game, only offside by 12. And then the say offside FC, Real Madrid, if you do remember. It was a clear plan. Barcelona, you want day. You want day said they be ball because of the ball. Barcelona are no good. So Barcelona enkuta baller. Omunye team omunye good. To say, for instance, Inter Milan, Sabono enkutanwa or ye good elho. team will be in the profile. There are teams that off the ball, they are excellent. There are teams that with the ball, they are okay. Barcelona with the ball, they are okay. It is a one day they said they be a kuta ball near controller. How do we quickly get the ball from Real Madrid? Yen set some trap. Highline your bar. They will quickly play long balls. They got the better out of it. Almost easy. Because on paper, you catch now say, basketball highline partner Vini, Mbappe. No, when team you will be surprised. But that's how football tactics works. Hansi has not changed. Games of Maboni, he has not changed. Now Hansi, what baffles me in a second? Sa highline, no a Bobby wo Bayern Munich, but at Bayern Munich, Joshua Kimmich ball right back. Left back here, Alphonso Davies, Jerome Watson, and David Alaba 4 and 5. But you know how the highline, the man is successful. They say, King, David Alaba overpays, and they had the better sweeper goalkeeper in Manon Neuer. It's on highline, it was successful because Sabono born high now beat it offside now. Anya bia Alaba will pay Jerome Watson only pays, but Alaba will pay so no compliments no. And a man no was sweeping. But when we know what just says he said Anya better sweeper, sir. In any case, Pau Kubasini Nigo Martinez, they do not have the pace, yet the highline has been successful. Now, you push him right in him kakra. And now your ball game 3-2. Ken, Carlo Ancelotti, sa 4-4-2, yaka one some, and now no ball 4-3-3. The last time I boy, about 4-1-4-1. Because before the game, the argument is that Carlo Ancelotti be called 4-4-2. You who line up who saw Jude Bellingham, and then I'm one. I thought it was going to be Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, but game no I cost no. It was rather 4-1-4-1. Chouameni. It's not defenders will pay. And this brings me to this argument to say, it looks like Carlo Ancelotti is beginning to understand and accept the fact that midfield one we cannot stop them with midfield. And again, I understand it. It is Sadia. Debia, there should one be defensive midfielder Bakua. He is sitting in front of our defenders. Nejumane saying, Danny Obo, Oberman Makino. And see, the last game we played, it was Chouameni following Danny Olmo. Baby Obe Fabiana O follow. Today, Rudiger Mobo Chouameni would have to go back as a centre back. Not Uncle as a centre back. So Kobo as a centre backer. Not just say either Freddy Valverde and now also said Danny Ceballos. As I said, Baku mom and the defenders name. Because I almost flat midfielder. They be a Barcelona 4 spaces behind the midfielders. Sadly, no more mobile body beer, or me dangerous, they will harm you. It's Debiano from at least from the last game, I'm sure you did our last game, we all can testify, say, games of my body in our last game, and I better kakra. And I'm it is from the narration of the last game, I am assuming that Carlo Ancelotti will continue having one player sits in front of the defenders, Debia. In this game, I would want to go for Danny Ceballos, Sonia Sajumana, Sefedi Vavadi, Yesejumano. Then Jude Bellingham and Danny Ceballos, in this case, Sefedi Vavadi, Nejina, at Sepreka number 6. Wejina Omwenim. Then Kylian Mbappe as number 9. Vinicius Jr. operating from the left wing. Now, this is where I want to say, Sevini, Ojideni Wonkwana Emfa, left wing, one in a natural position. Ken, this time around, Vini is not coming up against Jules Koundé, who has been a tormentor for him. This game, against Eric Garcia. I'm not saying Eric Garcia is a bad player, but between Koundé and Garcia, so you Vinicius Junior now Obia, Obama hard time with Panwa, Koundé, not Garcia. It is a sensible game. We are who said Vini and Sansu who game no so. Then I'll begin to know Sakwananga this season. No, onye na dream so bebo nibi. Onye na dream so bebo because Ken, truth be told, Barcelona scores a lot of goals, and this game they will score goals. You cannot stop them from scoring. Miraculously, they know how to do it. Hafinya, you call international break by or more ball was the ball not to call. but he's still gaining the numbers. Hafinya. Once you go international break by the ball now is start you. But numbers still he's getting it. Because Barcelona will create chances. And the chances creation, you cannot stop them. Lamine Yamal creates a lot of chances. And you be a ball no more than you almost. They always find spaces. And it's na Lewandowski person Bobo Nibino. Say Pichichi no so we'll have a conversation about that. With Diagra, Mbappe befa Pichichi ne diako. You cannot stop Barcelona from scoring. But one thing we can also say, Barcelona defense, are porous. But the difference between Barca and Madrid, Barcelona creates such goals, Madrid for na simple pass, na obi wa overtouch, wa overpass. There's a set of dribble, na wakobo shot. They also hold you onto the ball, no wako pass. Decision making up front. Look, Mbappe, Vini, Jude Bellingham, nobody can doubt their qualities.
But
if they
heard sad two players because Oshe previous season Toni Kroos Benzema mo Benzema Eboma Vini na wasi abeji. Now obi mo ma Vini meji. Oje bon na no de ko. Oni Mbappe omo ntimi pass ball ni. What omo passing?
Say omo nye good passes.
Omo ni ball ne pass.
Yeah.
Enti ball no space no omo de ball na yede. Ti Madrid jebo anche
ni ajibo ni
from but omo brain omo asen ayede agene back.
The last game Madrid boy we say I was complaining say after scoring 3 goals against Celta Vigo omo jibola instead of to hold on to the ball
omo didi amike
obi ajibola na no the ball inti Madrid jibola omo nche possession omo jibola less than 15 seconds ni ajibola ni dey free omo nsem but omo no be jibola omo bre. That has been their problem. That is why I make us again. Nobody doubts the qualities of Jude Bellingham, Vini, Kylian Mbappe, and those boys out front. But the problem is say they need to play as a team. Anytime Ubiana midfielder Jibola, Vinicius Junior better than in such a possible from you. I Mbappe bell running self about you. Sometimes they would have to pass the ball around. Say a quick pass that they will do it. But I say Obia preno ho expert nan saying Ken Mbappe peg Pichichi agino. And then was said too he wanted hat trick. But what I say, Vini is not okay with numbers. It's also per numbers. It's the quest for goals and assists, the quest for names. And sometimes, make us all the time, sometimes a Madrid team,
So now Mbappe or 24. Lewandowski or 25. Lewandowski dey try some we need team abobo no bi. And of course abobo no bi and chances so be nya goal because they want create chances more no. Madrid team no Vini omone Mbappe omo adwum so betimi manage goal king.
Ken dey tie say Mr. At this stage enye Carlo Ancelotti. And they say catch Real Madrid players and they say they need to play for Kylian Mbappe. You see, these are things players that one can say unity with team anymore. You don't need the coach to come and tell you that. Players nanka say okay, say penalty duties Kylian Mbappe bebo. Se pass the biwo na obvious now the member striker no. Na so onko say no give see you would have to play for him because Nyame Antuma Lewandowski Gina Park no so they would equally do that for him. See that one I agree. Say Mbappe say we started season he was struggling, but how? What first one said 24 goals. Ayo bia one. Say 25 goals here Lewandowski say ya. Go kini so betimi age so ntimi last 2 years o said 23 goals or the GP. But this time around 25 goals is not enough. Nature says someone is competing with Lewandowski very well. And the Pichichi they can until the last game bibia betimi esi. A game one entire looks like 80% of football pundits agree says say Barcelona what the advantage. The problem Barcelona will have when they say Barcelona are fatigued or more brutal. Barcelona can or more bre. And the plan on the game they said they will try to hold on to the ball more. the more okuta ball no ɔgye na home ɔntum nika bebree it's Barcelona idea sɛ ɔnkɔ brɛ bebree wɔ game no mu sɛ ɔbɛ pass ball ni bebree ɛno na Madrid work rate ni bɛma Barcelona for asafa because if Madrid runs more ɔmo chase Barcelona for no ɔmo ball ni free ɔmo ntem and sometime na ball ɔmo moving more Barcelona will suffocate after 60 minutes but my biggest question is Madrid betting ya sana. Will Madrid overrun Barcelona? And no need problem this is because Madrid for be chasing Barcelona throughout the game. Barcelona will get tired. But I doubt if they will do that. Can game where them say maybe La Liga ni over. Me who be big giddy be a bit yes.
Barca be
double chance them.
Double chance Barca.
Honestly. Unless miracle.
So win or draw, Barca.
Okay.
Edilson.
Game okay. Madrid for defense that poor. You know, I mean, so Eddie, I think Madrid for would have to come back next season and give us a better performance with Xabi Alonso. That's anything. Say Arsenal for build the Spanish Empire. Omo build the Real Sociedad and next. Na Ateta no ofi Sociedad wa na enye me wanwa. 4 years ago, Martin Zubimendi, Zubimendi, Mikel Merino, Martin Odegaard, and an AF midfielders at the Real Sociedad. Odegaard, Mikel Merino, Martin Zubimendi. These were the midfielders for Real Sociedad. Today, next season, they are going to be the midfielders of Arsenal. Some midfield way, na omo pass omo wa. Kene ko dre ni mu a unim de omo pass ball ne de man e de ball ne to at nim. Alexander Isak. It's sa dream midfield no. Arsenal fo nya. Aka Alexander Isak na fe omo tam Real Sociedad team no e de aba be she Arsenal team no. Now, Arsenal midfielders are my top better for the past 2 years. Ninginano, Obiang Kami Bebre, Chise Martin Zubimendi because he's direct replacement for Thomas Partey.
Now,
look,
Omone Zubimendi and Common Quetch, you know.
Oh,
I just said Partey contract a year toss now, much as you know. Ombeja Chedi.
A yanima mu either say Ombejano Quine Amanako. Or Obetina Ketiasu.
Or Jorginho ko Flamingo.
Because Jorginho Eko. Arsenal, they've always been trying to reshape their midfield. Partey, Xhaka, Martin Odegaard. Time a Xhaka free wa. Omuni neni nemu maybe na Jorginho de obefe mu kakra. Un say Obajiri. Because they did not have hope in Fabio Vera and Smith Roll and pneumonia there. But Declan Rice banana Urbano. Declan Rice or number 8. Don't know bet me about number 6. The profile nenya Thomas Partey DNB. Mikel Merino na or number 8. Don't bet me about 6 but 10. But the profile nenya Thomas Partey DNB. Maybe I say the only profiler is similar to Thomas Partey, Arsenal, Jorginho. And Jorginho is so all free club with the Moako. In me all this while, I am not perturbed because I felt say na Zubimendi, Ebia Xabi Alonso the never come Madrid. But Zubimendi banner a direct profile, ne style no Partey DNA bia. Inti say Zubimendi ba. Then we are looking at Zubimendi, Odegaard, Mikel Merino. He made for Declan Rice. He made because Merino. The Minyas also made 2 Declan Rice. But say Arsenal will have 3-man midfield of Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Odegaard. Omwechi, Mikel Merino. So Arsenal are building not just a midfield for the first 11, but a midfield about free one for Frobetia Sanswabo. And I feel very bad for me near Thomas Partey. He would have to take a decision because never me who Arsenal. It looks like they've had a disappointing season. But Andrew Beta is working. Say Omoko for Juan Garcia, Espanyol goalkeeper no. Espanyol goalkeeper no Madrid for no more penal. Se Lunin free wa. Goalkeeper Madrid person kofa no sa goalkeeper no. Na basa for air penal. Arsenal are convincing the guys that that's not David Raya. Oh, what they are doing, I think it is good. Now, I can't even if they finish with Martins will be mended here now. I can't left winger and the center forward. There's a open Nico Williams, Alexander Ishak. Ishak Dena Nyeya or Benjamin Sesko. Charlie, if Arsenal are able to do this, I think said they are on the right path. Ken, EPL dear. Normally, on a normal EPL season, a cut 3 games are in case of pressure. Baby, league, relegation, Champions League. But I say, dear, league, or more free relegation, or more Samukra do Monkahubi. Senya sa. Senka relegation battle regional so pa. Manchester United or the 15th, Tottenham or the 16th, West Ham United or the 17th. 15, 16, 17, Man U, Spurs, West Ham. In the relegation battle, no sanka aswa. On there, we are discussing Manchester, Tottenham, West Ham United attached to it. But it is exactly. But it is always it is done. In Tinka, ideally, first and second or Premiership airborne weekend. I am normal game. Liverpool, Arsenal, I am normal game. So say the only argument, the only sort of something we want to be inquisitive about the race for the Champions League. The Newcastle, Chelsea, and a big game. Because City versus Southampton, possibly. And Nottingham Forest also on Leicester City. I'm just hoping because Nottingham Nanzai me who we their last 5 games. It's sad. Their last 5. Tottenham pen on Marshall. Nottingham form no abba form. Inti Leicester City there. I am assuming say Anye Biano they will account for them. Now brings back the Chelsea Newcastle game. Ken, no question me woman say. First of all, I don't want to pick the lineup. No me some Moises Caicedo in right back. A big mistake. Sa style na omu coach ni person rotate kakra into Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez for engineer double pivot. Moises Caicedo engineer right back. Said be obey invent ama Enzo Fernandez akonenim. Moises Caicedo in this game is needed in the midfield because Newcastle a physical side. Newcastle ye team wa one na ba obebo 90 minutes ewie no. Obonse players no will need 1 day off. Obemo wa break. The Newcastle said midfielders ni nyina available. Na sankenya injuries Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, na nkebia wenya Jolinton, ombema wa bre, but Jolinton is not fit. So we are looking at midfield today of Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and maybe Joe Willock. But Newcastle will run on a 90 minutes or true Mikabe.
Okay.
And also buga, especially St. James wanted their king. When he said the last 3 are Chelsea alcohol. Chelsea aji 1-0 baako, 4-0 baako, 2-0 baako. Inti aya grounds are Chelsea and farewell ewo. And I mean just imagine because Ken say Chelsea lose game when they and come on the best sakra. I think say Chelsea should chase say anye biani if they do not pick the 3 point. At least Omufi Stadium what they should pick.
Omu Manchester United.
Man you they say
normal Siakobo.
And last game, no, Nottingham game, no, they serious.
Nottingham Forest.
Say no, there I can say, I was say Chelsea for Anya Bia, quarter draw. Because man, you attention, away Europa, and I think say Chelsea will account for them. Now, Omar trained the last game, they drew, then we'll have a conversation about that. But this game, Chelsea should not lose.
Well,
they should not lose. And you no cry.
Chelsea, not Newcastle.
Newcastle, Ken. Yeah.